to Lift and Flow today on Tuesday this morning. I apologize, hopefully I managed to reach out to everybody, but yesterday's class, my internet service just for some reason wasn't happening yesterday afternoon, so I'll have to reschedule that. We have class today and tomorrow, so we'll probably be doing that on Thursday instead, that stick mobility. I'm really excited to do it because it feels really good, so keep those sticks handy. We'll be doing that class later this week. We're going to have a special schedule next week for Christmas as well, so stay tuned. Later this week we'll be bringing out the Christmas schedule. So today, Lift and Flow, we're going to be focusing on squats of all kinds. So you're going to learn about some different squats, and of course squats in different ways maybe that you didn't think of, squat patterns that aren't necessarily a squat from standing up to sitting. So with that, let's start warming up our hips. We're going to come down to the mat and lay down onto our belly. So let's take it down, hips to the floor, and relaxing the feet down. And let's reach our arms forward, resting our head, and start with a big stretch and reach your body as long as it can, and then relax. Pull those hands back towards your shoulders. Make sure your head is resting neutral, forehead on the ground. If you want a little space, bring those elbows forward and give yourself a little forearm rest onto your hands. With that, we're going to do 10 scorpion rolls, kicking up one foot. You're going to engage your glute, lift your thigh, but keep your hips pressing into the mat. Then lift up that hip, and we're going to reach over, rolling that foot, try to touch the ground. When we come back, nice and slow, you want to engage your glute so your hip touches before your thigh. Then the thigh, knee, hip, and foot, and we'll do the other side. Kick it up, squeeze your glute, engage so your hip stays on the ground while you lift your thigh and your knee up. Then lift the hip up and over. So that's 2 scorpion rolls. We're going to do 8 more for 10, nice and slow each time. You want to separate the hip and the thigh motion. Nice and slow. Feel the glutes engaged to keep that control of the hip. Try to inhale as you reach and exhale as you come back in. Big inhale, reach, and for our last 4, let's go a little more fluid, rolling, touching, and coming back, switching sides, fluid motion, soft and fluid, like a little flowy floor dance. And bring those hips back to neutral. You want to bring it up onto your elbows for this, and we're going to do a little hip crawl here while we're laying on the ground. So you're going to bring your hip up to your side as if you're going to go crawl, and then we're going to put it back and switch sides, crawl. And we're going to do 10 of these as well. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and last one, 10. And with that, you can dig in your toes and your knees, and we're going to push ourselves back into a kneeling position. We're going to focus on a thoracic cat-cow first. So because our hips are flexed here, that we're sitting back on our knees, that's going to lock our lumbar spine, so we can just focus on the upper T-spine. So we stretch, inhale, exhale, squeeze. We're going to do 5. Inhale, exhale. Big stretch. 2 more. Big stretch. And squeeze. Last one. And squeeze. Let's crawl it forward into quadruped and then take it down onto our elbows and I want you to tuck your head down between your hands. So what we're going to do is kind of curl forward our T-spine, our upper back, kind of round it out. And now that our hips are more open here, make sure your knees are right under your hips. We're going to do a cat-cow where we're just focusing on the hips and the lower lumbar spine. And again, we're going to inhale and exhale for 5. All in that low back. 2 more. Big inhale. Exhale. And with that, we're going to come up into a full quadruped. From here, we're going to be doing a full cat-cow involving the whole spine. So now we've got upper and lower all working together for 5 big inhales. Stretch. Exhale, squeeze. 2 and 3. 2 more. And last one. All right, now that our spine is nice and warm, we're going to have our neutral spine. Make sure the hands are planted under the shoulders. Dig in your toes and push away until your knees rise up, and we're in beast. We're going to push back into a loaded beast, and we're talking about squats. Guess what? This is a kind of a squat. We're squatting. Even though it's not something we usually think of a squat, this is a squat motion. Then we're going to push our hips all the way forward. This is a little bit much on the wrist. You can always walk your hands forward if you need to. We're going to push until those legs are straight, and then push back into that beast again. So we're doing a squat while we're in quadruped. So we're going to do 5, and let's take a big exhale as we push. Inhale, come in. And 3, 4, and 5. Now come back into that loaded beast. If you want to take a quick rest for your knees and your shoulders. And what we're going to do, you can watch me first, we're going to do legs straight, hips straight up. And then you're going to roll like a wave into an upward dog. And then you're going to push back into that beast again, into a squat. So it's like our cat-cow. We're going to do a big wave like that cat-cow out into an upward dog. So let's do 5 of these. And I want you to inhale as you bring your butt up. Inhale. And then exhale, wave. And inhale. And exhale. 3 more. 1 more. Inhale and exhale, wave. And last one. All right, bring it back to quadruped. Let's give those wrists a little rest and a stretch. And from this beast position, we're going to start our first exercise. So we're going to be doing a beast right here, knees up, push back, loaded beast. We're going to step as we come forward, our foot on the outside of our hand. We're going to raise up that hand, reach. You can reach to the ceiling and then back down. Bring the foot back next to the other foot into your loaded beast, and then the other side, step it forward and open up, reach. That's 2, hand down. We're going to do 6 of these. So let's all start at 1 together. Loaded beast, forward step, and reach. That's 1. And 2. 3. 4, 2 more. it back and rest. Let's grab our dumbbells or your kettlebells, whatever you're using today, and we're going to bring them in for the second part of this first superset. So I'm going to start with my two 10-pound dumbbells since I'm just doing, my first set to warm up. So we're going to do a loaded glute bridge for a timed interval of 45 seconds. Let's put those dumbbells or the kettlebells on your hips. I suggest having your hands under the weights in between your hip bones and the weight itself because they can press on your hip bones and be quite uncomfortable. We're going to do 45 seconds. I want to do an even tempo. 1, 2, up, 1, 2, down. Let's get ready, set, and go. So it's a 1, 2, up, 1, 2, down, and boom, and down. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You want to keep those knees right up over the heels. Make sure you're not pushing up and back. A good way to check is you can do these with your head up against a wall, with the wall behind your head. And if you're pushing your head into the wall, you're using too much quads and not enough glute. You shouldn't be pushing back, you should be lifting up. Last 10 seconds. 1, 2, big full hip extension. And guess what? We're done. I was actually going to say, guess what? A glute bridge is a squat pattern. So what do you know? We got all these squat patterns going on already as part of our kind of warm-up intro sets. So let's keep our dumbbell close by. If you have a lighter one, use your lighter one for this second set here, because we're going to add in a weight to that beast step. And I'm actually a little bit warm, so we're going to take off the long sleeves. We're going to have a sip of water, and we're going to do our second set. These are actually electrolytes. Good stuff. So I'm going to take a little bit of a lighter weight here. And let's grab that weight, put it in between your hands. We're going to set up in that beast. We're going to do that same front step. So we'll all do together into that loaded beast. Come forward, step. Now before you lift your hand, grab that weight, kettlebell or dumbbell, and just row it up to your shoulder and back down. Hands down to the mat. And we're going to step back and 2, step forward, row to the shoulder, open up your shoulder, and back down. And 3, row. 4, row. And 2 more. 5, row. And last one. Let's bring it back and turn it over for another 45 seconds of that glute bridge. Grab your dumbbells, little bit of rest, but let's get ready. 3, 2, and we're going to do that slow tempo up, slow tempo down. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, big squeeze. Get those hips all the way up. Squeeze those glutes as tight as you can. We're halfway there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Last 15 seconds. Big squeeze, big extension, slow and controlled. Do not rest on the ground. You're just going to feel it and then come right back up. And bring it down. Let's quick rest, 20 seconds. Now if you're more comfortable with that exercise we did, rowing, you can use a heavier weight. We're going to add a row and a reach now, just like we did on the first one with no weight. Let's put those dumbbells, kettlebells in the middle between our hands. Now if you're using a kettlebell for this, I would probably keep it just at the row. You can reach, but you're just going to have to make sure that you pull the kettlebell close and let it roll around your wrist, and not, it has to roll over your wrist as you reach up. I'll just show you. Otherwise, it might dangle. So that's kind of funny. So if you watch here, so when I pull it up to my wrist, I want to roll it over and push it up. I don't want to row it up and then get left with this kind of like dangling off my thumb. So I want to row it up and kind of roll it onto the back of your shoulder and then press it up. All right, bring it back down to the middle. Come back, loaded beast, and step. Row, roll it over your shoulder, punch. And back in, back to loaded beast. 3, row, roll it onto the shoulder, and press. And if you're doing your dumbbell, you can just row and reach without rolling. Here's 4. We got 2 more. Row, roll, press. Last one, loaded beast. Row, press. And let's bring it back down to the mat. Last 45 seconds of that loaded glute bridge. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my big boy weights, big girl weights. Big weights. There's no reason they need a gender or sex. Let's do 45 seconds. Get those dumbbells up. And here we go. We're going to press 2, down, 2, up, 2, just a light tap. Remember, keep the tension through this whole set. That's going to help us out. Give us more time under tension. If you're taking breaks in between these reps, you're losing time under tension. You're taking a little quick break. So the more time under tension you get, the more work your muscles are going to do, the stronger you're going to get, the more burn you're going to get. Here we go, last 10 seconds. Up 2, down 2. Big old squeeze at the top. And last 3, 2, and come on down to rest. Okay. That was great. So we did a couple different squatting patterns there. We're going to be taking it up and down now. Well, maybe up. We'll see. We're going to try a pistol squat mobilization. So we're not going to pistol squat today, but we're going to practice some of the movements and see what they feel like. And this is going to help us stretch and mobilize for future squat endeavors or pistol squat endeavors. So come to the middle of your mat, and we're going to sit in a nice little straddle here. And what I want to do, nice and comfortable, so you don't have to be as wide as I am. You can be less wide. We're going to pull one foot into the hip. So you want that foot nice and close to your hip, as close as you can get with the foot flat on the floor. We're going to use our hands. You're going to crawl in the middle, and you can also use one behind your hip here. We're going to crawl forward with our chest and see if we can push our butt up off the ground and get our weight onto this foot here. So I'll show from the side. So what I'm trying to do, I don't even have to lift my butt up off the ground, right? I'm going to reach forward, and I'm just trying to load up this leg. So it's like I'm in a low squat. And then if you're comfortable with this position, we can either just stay here and mobilize before we switch sides, or if you're more comfortable, you can try pushing up and then coming back down, sitting to the ground, and then we're going to switch sides. So after we do this side, let that foot relax. You're going to come up here, crawl it forward. You can use the hand behind, hands forward, chest forward, and just loading up that foot, pushing the knee out, and back down. We're going to switch sides. Roll it over. You can push, pull, leaning your chest towards the ground like you're trying to do a somersault, loading up that leg, and switching sides, rolling it over. We're going to push, 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 load, load, load. Just a good stretch. We're going to do one more each side, rolling it over onto that foot. You want to make sure you're pushing your knee out, good alignment, good stretch in the back of the calf. And last one, roll it over, forward, And loading up that leg. Excellent. All right, bring it back down to the ground. So what I wanted to get a good feel for, right, is how it is if we're going to eventually do something like a pistol squat getting down to the ground. When you're down there, you're in this very low position, which is just like where we were. So if I do my pistol squat, here's my leg up, I come down to my squat. You see if I come here, that's where I just was. So that roll forward can prepare me for a pistol squat. All right, so just something to think about and practice if that's one of your goals, or maybe this inspired a goal for you. That is something you can work on to help get there. Let's have a sip of water. We're going to do our next superset of exercises, a little more strengthy and power. So we're going to grab a pair of weights. I'm going to bring this up just a smidge because we're going to be doing some overhead presses. Hello. So let's grab those dumbbells. We're going to be doing squat thrusters. So hello squat pattern number 3, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3. I'll say number 3. So we're going to do from this standing position, dumbbells or kettlebells, front racked. We're going to give ourselves a good squat, nice deep squat, and we're going to thrust up so that we press the dumbbells or kettlebells up overhead at the top. When the kettlebells, dumbbells come back down, we're going to use that to load our next squat. So those weights coming down, don't just stop at the shoulder and then we squat. We get the weights coming down to help load into our squat. It's like a rubber band effect, right? Coming up, springing up. We're going to follow this up with a isolated squat hold. So after 10 reps of that, you can grab just a single weight, goblet style. We're going to be squatting down into a nice low squat. We have it here, goblet. We're going to take our weight, we're going to shift it all the way to the left and all the way to the right while we're holding that squat with as little change in our squat as possible, just shifting a weight around our squat, isometric. That's going to be a 45-second interval. So we're going to start with the squat thrusters. So load it up, front rack. We have 10 reps. Give it a good squat and pop. And rebound, 2, 3, 4, 5, and last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to use a single weight now, 45 seconds, switch to my kettlebell, take it into a squat, shift your weight over and over. Nice and slow, 2, 3, in, yes, out, and in, out, and in. Last 20 seconds. Last 15. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Excellent. Let's take a 30-second break. We're going to do another 3 rounds. Sorry, we're doing 3 rounds. We have 2 more rounds. See the timer now? Not really readable. That's okay. Where should I put it? Here. I don't know if you can see the numbers, but maybe. All right. That means it's time to do another set of 10 thrusters. Let's grab those weights. And here we go. We've got 10. We're going to squat down and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Weights down. Have your single weight ready. We're going to shift side to side. Squat down and shift. Oh, move over so you can see the timer. Nice and slow. Halfway there. Last 15 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, rest. All right, 30 seconds. One more round to go. We got this. So now we got another 2 squats in, huh? Squat, thrust, a power squat, and then we got that isometric, talked about concentric, eccentric, isometric squat hold with that weight shift. All right, set 3, last set. Oh, no timer for this one. Of course. Ready? We're gonna do 10 times. Load it up, front rack, and here we go. Squat, thrust. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, use the rebound, 9, 10. Woo! All right, last time. This one's timed. Here we go. 45 seconds. Squat it down. Shift. Seconds to go. Almost there. Last 15, we got this. Don't give up now, 10 seconds. And, bring it in. How are your thighs feeling? Grab some water. Take a deep breath. Take a quick break. We got 2 more. Not of the same, different. So first one, B stance squat. So we can bring this down, see a little more of my fancy footwork. So we're gonna load this up just holding down at the sides. Now, of course, a regular squat, right, just goes like this. A B stance, we're gonna clip one forward. So it's almost like I'm putting my toe up, keep my weight in my back leg. And this is like a kickstand. And then I'm gonna keep all my weight in my back leg and do, it's like a single leg squat. This one can bend, be soft, just don't put any weight in it. So one weight on each side. We're gonna do 15 each side. Keep the weight on the back leg, drop it down, and up, just like a regular squat. 2, 3, keep the front foot light. 4, 5, 6, and 8, 9, last 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. We're going to switch our legs. Bring the feet back. Kick the second leg forward. 15 squats on this side. Keep that front foot light, all the weight in the back leg. You can test if your front foot is light by trying to lift it up at different parts in your squat. Here's 7, 8, 9, 10, last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, for this next exercise, we're going to be coming down to the ground for a kneeling position. And we just want to make sure that we're holding a nice upright glute engaged, neutral core. Don't want to be here. All right, engage it out. 45 seconds. We're going to have our weights front racked, starting in front of us. You're going to pull them out to the side and press, and then bring them back on that track. So it's like a little spiral out and up. We're going to do this for 45 seconds with a nice tempo. So weights up, out, up. 2. Nice and slow, even tempo. If you go slow, you'll feel how your core has to work a little bit differently as the weight goes from overhead to in front. Different core engagement if you pay attention and go slow. Last 15 seconds. And we're going to rest. We got 2 more rounds of those 2 exercises. So we're going to do those squats again, 15 on each side. The B stance squat, so start with your feet kind of narrow, hip width apart. Give yourself a kickstand. Keep all your weight on your back leg. Drop it down and up. And 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, pushing through the back foot, 9, 10, last 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Switching sides, kickstand it out, and drop. 2, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it down, kneeling, and 45 seconds. Engage the core, slowly into that out, up, down, in, squeeze your butt cheeks. It's part of your core. If you cut off your legs, would you still have butt cheeks? Yes, because they're not part of your leg as much as they're part of your core. It's a part of your core that powers your leg. Just like your shoulders and your lats are a part of your core that power your arms. Last 10 seconds. And we're gonna rest. 30 seconds, we have one more round. Then we'll be taking it to the cool down zone. I hope everybody's enjoying the squats. So 2 more squats, right? B stance, different kind of squat, and the kneeling is not really a squat. So, but mostly squats. Pretty proud of that one. All right, let's do our last set, 15 on each side. I'm gonna get my B stance, kick stand, make sure your feet are nice and straight, balance it back, last 15 reps. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, 10, last 5, keep that weight back, 3, 2, and 1, now we switch, and last 15, 2, 5, and 6, 8, 9, 10, last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, take it down, kneeling position, last 45, out, up, engage that core. Good breathing. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale, exhale. Almost there, halfway to hum. Engage that core. Slow and controlled, that's how we're doing it. And last 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're gonna put those weights down and start our cool down. So let's come to a quadruped position first. And let's take a few deep breaths with our cat-cow. Inhaling, stretch, exhale, and inhale, and come to neutral position. Shift your weight onto one side of your body. Pick up that other side that's weightless. You're going to kick it out to the side, put your foot flat on the ground. Let's keep the core, spine neutral and engaged, and we're going to rock back, stretching our inner thigh. Nice deep breath with this. Inhale and hold. And I want you to press that foot out there down into the ground. Press, 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 press. And come on up to neutral. We can bring that leg in. We'll do the other side. So shift that weight on over. Leg out to the side. And keep that spine nice and neutral. And we're gonna rock. Inhale and exhale. And come on back and hold. Push that foot down into the ground. And come on up. You can bring that foot back in. And we're going to take it up. Kneeling into half kneeling. Make sure your front foot is at a right angle, or your front leg is at a right angle, and your back foot is laying down on the ground. You're going to press that back leg into the ground, engage, squeeze your glutes, and drive your hips forward. We're going to stretch that front of the hip flexor to open up from all that squatting and hip flexing. We're going to extend. And while we're doing that, let's inhale, big reach up, palms facing each other. And we're going to bring it to the other side. You can bring it down both knees and switch. Remember, right angle. Press that back foot down into the ground. Press, press, press. Engage your glutes. Squeeze and drive forward, opening this hip. The more you press into that ground too. Inhale and extend and squeeze, stretch. Think of this like when you wake up in the morning and you stretch all your muscles. It's like a wonderful lengthening feeling. Bring it back and down to the ground. You can bring it down to a quadruped. Dig in your toes and push up and back into a downward dog. You can walk out the heels. And let's walk the feet up towards the hands. Toes together, a little space between the heels. Legs as straight as you can. Inhale. Glance up, hands to your shins with a flat back. Exhale, roll down, and inhale. Rolling up, squeezing your spine and rolling your shoulders back. And give yourself a little pat on the back. Thanks for lifting and flowing with me today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Tomorrow we've got Just Flow with kettlebells. Tomorrow's going to be fun. Since we did a lot of squatting stuff today, tomorrow we're going to be doing a lot of hip hinging, swinging, and also some hamstring work and seeing how our hamstrings actually help us rotate. So tomorrow will be fun, and then we'll do stick mobility on Thursday. I think we'll do an afternoon time. I have to check my schedule, but we'll be doing that. Anyway, nice to see all of you in a certain virtual way, and have a wonderful rest of your day, and take care of yourself.